Ladies and gentlemen, it has been recently announced that Warner Brothers has decided to go into an episodic TV series route with the Harry Potter franchise, with support, connection, input from J.K. Rowling, and media outlets are just so excited about it. So, naturally, I'm going to talk about it. In this wonderful little article from India Times, not needed. Fans lash out as HBO Max officially announces Harry Potter series with new cast. I use the term fans lightly because this article is definitely lying about your use of that word. But I digress, as usual. Potterheads are going berserk on the internet ever since HBO Max officially unveiled the motion poster of the upcoming Harry Potter series. The announcement was made during Warner Brothers Discovery's presentation to the press and investors. News of the show, based on the mega hit J.K. Rowling's books, first leaked on April 3rd, which didn't go down too well with the Potter fanatics. Now, see, this is definitely misleading because I've already gone through and read the comments that they showcased. Granted, there are some fans who thoroughly love the original movies, and they were fantastic in my opinion. I did enjoy them, but they were not exactly 100% faithful to the books. There were a lot of changes, whether those changes were for uh, running time for the movies or just artistic merit. Artistic, God, there's a word for it. Moving on. Artistic license. Either way, there were changes were made. So, the announcement goes on to say it will be a decade long series. So, if they could be guaranteed to get 10 years out of this, 10 season, each season focusing on one book at a time, I think that would be interesting. It would give them more time to flesh out the books and show off more in the books and, maybe not make Ron such a bumbling idiot. That'd be kind of cool. You know, I don't know if Warner Brothers will go the, I guess, inclusivity route, as has been talked about with Hermione Granger, but who cares? It all depends on how they adapt it. I've said it before. Do the story good. You can make them purple. Whatever. But let's see. J.K. Rowling on the new Harry Potter TV series that will adapt the 7 novels. She says, Max's commitment to preserving the integrity of my books is important to me, and I'm looking forward to being part of this new adaptation, which will allow for a degree of depth and detail only afforded by a long-form television series. This, I believe, will be the strong selling point of this series and will get fans to watch it. And I'm referring to actual legitimate fans who don't have their heads up their asses. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. We're going to go ahead and skip all this. In addition to the books, bestseller, yeah, talked about the failed prequels, but Harry Potter Universe tweets out, this new Harry Potter series will replace all of our favorite actors from the films, and despite being a massive fan of Harry Potter, I will not support it. Well, good for you, because first of all, you cannot replace a movie that's already out. The movies are still going to exist. You can still watch them. Daniel Radcliffe will still be Harry. Alan Rickman will always be Snape. The new series will provide a Snape and a Harry Potter and a Hermione Granger for a new set of fans, a younger set of fans, and even the older fans who want to compare and contrast and see how they do it. It's going to be a lot for people to live up to for sure, to try and outdo Alan Rickman. And hell, Tom Felton as Draco was pretty good as well. But let's see. Why would we start again a whole new cast for Harry Potter while there's so much to explore? The Marauders, the Hogwarts creators, what a waste. Well, they tried that before and nobody cared. Can we all pretend that the Harry Potter show isn't happening? Like no one even mentions it from now on? That's not going to happen because you can't shut up. We don't even talk about it. It just doesn't exist. Treat that show the way HBO Max treats its queer shows. Well, they wouldn't treat their queer shows like that if more people watch their queer shows, but whatever. I'm pretty whatever. Harry Potter reboot is officially in the works for HBO Max. Harry Potter, let's see. this article, it's not, these are not fans complaining about it. They're remaking Harry Potter again either because they're not creative enough to come up with new ideas that'll sell, which is quite possible with the Harry Potter, with the Hogwarts Legacy game being such a massive seller. I think Warner Brothers has decided to milk that cash cow for everything it's worth. Or because Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson all spoke out against J.K. Rowling's non existent transphobia, and she doesn't want them associated as the leads. So buy copies of the DVDs of the original movies, and they're not going away. Statements like this are absolutely moronic. They don't want them associated as the leads. Daniel Radcliffe will be Harry Potter forever. Emma Watson is Hermione Granger forever. The Harry Potter franchise was a unique phenomenon. It was a copy of the Star Wars movies. Anyway, where a vast majority of fans were the same age as the characters in the movies and the film, growing up on both simultaneously. Okay, so the new series is going to do the same thing, Dan. The series captured the zeitgeist in a very specific way in which no reboot can hope to recapture. Maybe, maybe not. Once again, I'm begging you all, don't stream this. Don't give any more time, attention, or money to anything Harry Potter related. Why? Because you hate J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has been reported to be profiting off all of this. No, really? It's all a money grab for fear of losing relevance. It's Warner Brothers who want to do this, not Rowling. She's a shit human being. Don't support shit. Wow. Bit outspoken against the person. Warner Brothers wants this. J.K. Rowling couldn't care less. She has fuck you money. I've said it before. J.K. Rowling doesn't care about any of this stuff. Warner Brothers wants to do this. Warner Brothers wants to make money. It's not a money grab for J.K. Rowling. It's a money grab for Warner Brothers. The Harry Potter show adaptation makes no sense, even from an artistic standpoint, because those movies are about as faithful to the books as you could want. No, they're not. And are pretty well... Wait, what? And are pretty well don't adaptations like it's just... Oh, okay, hold on. Let me try this again. All right. If you're going to attack and insult someone's projects, or if you're going to criticize, it's a good idea to do it as eloquently as possible, unless you're me, because I'm a moron. But if you're going to put it in text, punctuation is your friend. The Harry Potter show adaptation makes no sense, even from an artistic standpoint, because those movies are about as faithful to the books as you could want, and are pretty well don't adaptations like it's just 100% a shameless cash grab at the expense of trans people. Oh, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Anything Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, is a violent, vitriolic attack against the LGBTQ plus community. Because J.K. Rowling has opinion on women and biological women and women's shelters and things like that. And you don't like that opinion because it's different than yours, and you seem to think that that is transphobic when it's not. I'm sorry. It just isn't, no matter how many times you say it is. I do kind of agree with this one. All right, Harry Potter remake, I dare you to top this entire sequence. I fucking dare you to try. They will not be able to top Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman was a fantastic actor. I loved him in everything I saw him in. So, me being insufferable with my comments about the Harry Potter casting, especially when it comes to my favorite characters. Okay, completely understandable. You know what's funny about the Harry Potter reboot news? It's literally all they can do with the property now. They tried the prequel. They were critical disasters few people liked. Yeah. They tried the shitty game, which is not shitty, which initially sold well, because that's what video games do. initially sold well. They made over $800 million on sales. Probably about $900 million in sales by now. And the game will be coming out on last-gen consoles very soon, which means they're going to make a lot more money, but dropped off after a week. No, it took about a month because it's a single-player game and people beat it. Warner Brothers is trying to see if there's any juice left in Harry Potter that's worth the squeeze. If the show flops, I think we'll be free forever. So, make sure it does. So that's all it is. These are not fans. These are jacktivists simply hoping to... Literally no one wants a Harry Potter reboot. It's not a reboot. It's a retelling of the story. It's going to try and stay faithful to the books. But why are they so up in arms? Oh, well, maybe because, according to the Daily Wire, trans activists are already planning to boycott. Now, see, this is going to be a dangerous thing because, well, they tried to boycott the Hogwarts Legacy game, and it had the exact opposite. So maybe this is yet another psyop from the right, from the istophobes, from the transphobes and everything, trying to put this message out there so that everybody and their grandmother and their children and grandchildren and sperm will sit there and watch and tune in to Max, which is called Max now, not HBO Max, into the Warner Brothers show of Harry Potter series. Maybe it's just another psyop. Maybe it's not. You want to boycott it. Here we have Wizarding News. Warner Brothers Discovery is officially on notice. So the mega corporation that's interested in making money and saw how much money the Hogwarts Legacy video game pulled in for them are on notice. Okay. If they pursue a continued relationship with J.K. Rowling, we will continue calling for a boycott of their franchise. Good. Keep it up. You'd have thought the embarrassing failure of Fantastic Beasts would be the end. You think you had anything to do with the failure of Fantastic Beasts? Fantastic Beasts failed because a lot of people felt like they ruined Dumbledore's character, and the movies were just garbage. Oh, not to mention the fact that they kicked Johnny Depp out of the whole thing. I believe those three things, bad story, Johnny Depp, I just had a brain fart, Dumbledore, those three things had more to do with the failure of the Fantastic Beasts than anything anyone on Twitter could have possibly done. Whatever attempt at a boycott is meaningless. It was meaningless, actually had the opposite effect, like I said, on the video game, on Hogwarts Legacy. And if you're not careful, it's going to do the exact same thing here. You're going to run your mouth. You're going to scream from the rafters, which is all you know how to do. It's all these people know how to do. If they buy out Rowling and let the creative forces develop new content, that might work. That's the problem. The people that would buy out J.K. Rowling are not creative. You saw that with the failure of the Fantastic Beast. They went on to say that they might tolerate a new Harry Potter series if Rowling were bought out. That's not going to happen. You don't have that kind of money. What else does Wizarding News say? You were already warned about this. Oh my lord, you think you serve any purpose. Any new Harry Potter TV show made with or by J.K. Rowling will be met with loud and constant protest. Please, by all means, because all you're going to succeed in doing is making Episode 1, Season 1 of the new Harry Potter series on HBO Max the highest viewed everything across all platforms. Numerous people are calling this out simply because this is the result of this sort of jacktivist boycott attempt. Go ahead and call it. Quote me on this. Oh, we use this extra nifty little word here too. That was before she defended the leader. Huh? Really? Blah, blah, blah. Posey Parker was met with 5,000 protesters in New Zealand after her supported protests in Australia. Huh. I might have to go digging into that. But I have a feeling this is extremely hyperbolic and misleading, just like every other article I've read about the J.K. Rowling controversy. But what do you think? Do you think this little attempted boycott is going to scare Warner Brothers into not making this show after the massive financial success that Hogwarts Legacy was? Who has the wallets? What demographic has the wallets that spends the money, that plays the video games, that buys the movie tickets? Which demographic is it? Is it the squeaky wheel that is Twitter? Or is it the silent majority that goes about their business wanting to be left alone and enjoy their entertainment? I have a feeling we all know the answer to that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you making this far. I hope to see you on the next one.